Qantas has published several massive updates across its group following a market update, from a new cabin class to the upcoming A350-1000 ULR model and a generalised update to how its market has been tracking. The airline group is not letting up on one thing, and that is growth. One of the more exciting endeavours, for passengers at least, in Qantas's bid to enhance its onboard product across its domestic and short-haul international fleet comes in the form of the launch of an Economy Plus product. The company is launching this all-new product to give customers more choice when booking its services. Additionally, it feels it is something that will bring more revenue to the business, and for customers there will be extra legroom seating, priority boarding, and even priority access to overhead baggage space. Now, I have some pretty strong opinions on an ability to access more of the overhead baggage compartments if you do pay more on Economy Plus. I'm very keen to hear your take down below in the comments to try and see if they align with maybe what you think I believe in terms of this, and I'll just say it's not that positive. Qantas confirms that the additional legroom will equate to 40% more space for customers, with the new product debuting in February 2026 as part of efforts to raise customer satisfaction levels. The planned rollout will see the A321 XLR, A220 and 737 aircraft, which are featured on the domestic network, as well as to New Zealand and the Pacific Islands, featuring the product. Upcoming aircraft will already be equipped with the new cabins, as seen on two A220 aircraft and A321 XLR planes. However, the retrofit of the 737 will take place from December onwards. High-tier frequent flyer members will also receive complimentary access to the Economy Plus cabin, with over 21,000 seats selected by frequent flyers every week. In the Qantas Group update as well, it reveals strong trading conditions are continuing in a position where the flag carrier only is seeing improvements. Group domestic unit revenue is expected to increase by approximately 3% at the lower end of the guidance. The business confirms that leisure, SME and the resource market remains strong. However, non-resource corporate demand is growing, but still a little bit slower than what is to be expected by them. For the group's low-cost division, Jetstar, domestic demand remains strong, which is encouraging following their continued efforts to expand, and it is showing that at least the network adjustments are proving to be stable, and shows that they are also prioritising some of the more profitable markets. In terms of international unit revenue, this remains unchanged from previous guidance, with growth expected to be around the 2 to 3 percentage point. Qantas feels confident that it will be able to retain this assessment because it does have stability across the business. Capacity, however, will still be a little bit lower in the first half. This is driven by the upcoming entry into service of the Airbus A380 aircraft, which are obviously returning after lengthy periods on the ground. While positives, Qantas remains wary of ongoing geopolitical events which have led to greater volatility across key markets such as fuel prices and more, and this needs to be studied. It may affect overall results, and something the flag carrier is warning of. Meanwhile, Qantas also revealed the progress that has been made on the first A350-1000 ULR, with a thorough flight certification program set to commence next year. The flag carrier saying that all key airframe components ranging from the forward, centre and rear fuselages have finally come together, allowing for the next step in production to proceed, the aircraft being transferred to a separate hangar. As I've touched on, engines and key flight test instruments will now be installed, which should mean that the Airbus A350-1000 ULR will be able to enter the all-important flight test program from the early stages of 2026. This will be quite a thorough one before it will then get the all-clear for delivery. Airbus still remains hopeful that we'll be able to deliver the product to the Australian flag carrier in the latter stages of next year. After a crew familiarisation period, you would expect that Project Sunrise will formally launch sometime in the early stages of 2027, but I am aware that there has been several delays already to the delivery of this aircraft, and unfortunately we now live in an age where 1 year is quite a long time for nothing to simply go wrong, and that is why I would say that Qantas is remaining cautiously optimistic about the outlook. However, it would still be hopeful that it will be launching those non-stop 20-plus hour flights to the likes of London and New York from Sydney by the early stages of 2027, and you best believe that when it does eventually happen, oh boy, it is going to attract a lot of media attention. Thank you very much for watching. Your support is greatly appreciated. You can leave your thoughts down below in the comments. Please take care, do be safe, and I'll see you tomorrow for your next industry recap.
And we'll fly.